Hey guys! If you remember back to my Memorial Day check-in, I mentioned how my husband and I surprised my in-laws with a visit. Well, while we were there, I went to a local running store and got fitted for some new shoes, as my trusty pairs of New Balances were getting close to or were already within the 300 to 500 mile range. Both pairs. It is recommended to replace running shoes around this time to avoid injury. The range is all based on feel, but I knew it was time when my knees were starting to ache and I lost a toenail. Rest in peace, big guy. Even though we were barely in that range. How did I know my range or remember my mileage per pair of shoes? With my handy dandy Strava app, which a coworker recommended. Thanks, Anthony. I put my shoes in there and it tracked my mileage as I chose which shoe I wore for each run, and it even sent me a reminder email. I'll leave a link to Strava in the description. You can also follow me on there too. It's like a runner's Facebook. Anyway, I'm wearing my new Nomad shirt that I got for completing this hunt. I thought it was fitting as I take you along on my hunt for the perfect pair of shoes. First, I went to this running store, like I said, over Memorial Day for the surprise visit. I went there to see if some other shoes would work better for me. Even though my New Balances did just fine, thank you very much. Here's how it went. Pro tip, I knew this from conversations with my trainer, but the store reminded me, get a size up in your running shoes, as your feet swell when you run.
I always wear the same size. As soon as I saw it, I said, oh, well, it may be a trifle snug today. You know how it is.
Don't be like Drizella, guys.
I'll make it fit. There. It fits.
It fits?
It's always fit perfectly before. Can't you hold still a minute?
I came home with some Brooks to try for 30 days. And I've heard such good things about them from my friends and family that I was really excited about them. You probably have caught glimpses of them in the past couple of videos, with their maiden run being the Brave Like Gabe 5K. This was fitting as Brooks sponsored that event, and Gabe is a Brooks athlete. Well, long story short, I went to order my second pair to add to the rotation for Paris. I was going to compare them long-term with my New Balances that I wore during the Princess Half Marathon training period. Whichever felt best was going to be my London Marathon shoe. Anyways, they didn't have another color in my size.
Oh, no! No. Oh, no. Oh, this is terrible.
I didn't trust myself to remember which shoe was which, and I was in a time crunch to make sure both pairs were broken in for Paris.
But perhaps if it would help.
No, nothing can help now. Nothing.
But you see, I have the other slipper. That's
right. I went back to my old faithfuls, New Balance. There were some feel differences with the Brooks that I'll try to keep better note of in Strava in the future, but they weren't bad shoes. Not being able to get what I needed and me needing the shoes pretty quickly was the issue. Just wanted to make that clear. Anyway, here was my New Balance fitting.
I can't wait till I
Have my child?
I wanna put
supporting enough body weight. That has to do with the shape of foot and strength of the tissue. When you over rotate the way you are, it puts a little bit too much pressure in the forefoot and the heel. So ideally, if I can get that part of your foot supported properly, I could probably align you better.
We must proceed with the fitting.
Shoes, just a boogie with you. Yeah, I wanna put on my boogie shoes. Just a boogie with you. I wanna do it till the sun comes up. Yeah, yeah. I wanna do it till I can't get enough. I wanna do it.
There. I knew it was my slipper. Oh, it's exactly my size.
You'll notice they did it a bit differently. One had me walk, one scanned my feet, and my local running store, which will be my next stop for new shoes, once I have the time to experiment again, sets up a camera, has you run on a treadmill, slows down the footage like this, and analyzes your gait from that. Overall, guys, get what works for you and your feet, because it is you that has to run and live in them for however many miles you are running. That's not just the race, people. That's training too, which is so many more miles. I will tell you this though, no matter the method they use, whether it was one I mentioned or not, start out on the right foot and go to a running store, or the shoe professionals as I like to call them, and get fitted. I know the shoes aren't cheap, but you truly get what you pay for, and cost per mile is actually pretty low. Trust me, good shoes make all the difference in your running, especially in the long term. And you'll have less of a chance for injuries, blisters, or other unpleasant things. Your feet will thank you. I hope this video helped you. Please like, comment, subscribe, and go get fitted for your new pair of running slippers. In the meantime, I'm gonna sport my new kicks around the block or the treadmill. Bye guys.